Hey everybody, how's it going? Give it a few minutes here to get out in YouTube world here. So yeah, um, yeah, Christmas Eve. Uh, it's 11:10 p.m. in North Wellington, Ontario. Um, it is still pretty cold out. So yeah, um, the chickens are doing pretty good. They're still alive. Dog's letting it outside. He's going outside a little bit less uh, in a shorter time, but that's okay. Still likes the snow. Uh, Still pretty out there a little bit. All right. Um, Still minus 23 out. That's in Celsius. Um, yeah, so what's everybody doing out there tonight on Christmas Eve? Staying up to meet Santa Claus. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. So, yeah. Wonder what everybody's doing out there. Got a few things done today. I baked some bread. I baked some muffins, and I think I may have made some cookies. I don't know what kind of cookies they are, but it's a pretty simple recipe. Uh, I forget the amounts, but it's flour, butter, and sugar. Um, and It all turned out good. I made some banana and oatmeal muffins. Um, the pork roast I cooked yesterday, it turned out good. So yeah, hey out there, how's it going today uh, on this fine Christmas Eve? Um, the dog enjoyed his bone. Um, I threw some snow um, today. Had no choice. It was about a foot. Some of the snow drifts were a little bit deeper. Um, so yeah, making it through the blizzard and this cold snap is pretty nice. Um, Trying to keep the house warm by baking and cooking in the oven. It certainly helps. Uh, so yeah, that's one of the things you can do to keep the house warm during a blizzard and a cold snap. Um, what else? I thawed out the water for the chickens today um, and gave them some fresh water. Um, I be doing tomorrow? I'll be checking the driveway to see if it needs to be plowed, snow throwed again. What else will I be doing? I gotta check on the water tomorrow for the chickens. I can't believe they're still laying eggs. So that's pretty good. What else will I be doing tomorrow? Maybe get some cleaning done around the house. Maybe just relax tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Yeah. So yeah, see what tomorrow brings for sure. Yeah, just I couldn't sleep or get to sleep. Wanted to see if anybody would come out on a live stream. Yeah, indoor garden's doing pretty good. What else can I say? Zeus is doing pretty good. So I got no real big special plans for the holidays. I might got no special plans for New Year's. Might pull a live stream tomorrow. I might pull a live stream on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Maybe both days. Who knows? I got some work coming up this week. Monday, I think. We'll see. The boss wants me to go into the crane place. Get some more painting done on one of the cranes, assuming it's in the shop this weekend. I think they pulled it in. It came back to the shop, and it might be sitting in the shop as we speak. Who knows? So get a few hours in, maybe get a paycheck before New Year's. So, hey, how's it going out there? How's your Christmas Eve? Hey, Gil, how's it going, buddy? Oh, wrapping presents, eh? For the grandkids tomorrow? That's good to hear. Santa Gil. Yeah. Yeah, just doing stuff. Couldn't sleep. Just doing stuff. Got some bacon done today. Got some muffins and cookies made. Did some other stuff around the house. Here, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, there you go, Gil. Oh, one more button, I think. Yeah, there you go. There's, if you want to come on up, Gil, while you're wrapping presents. You can come on up if you want. Hey, there's another person in chat there. How's your Christmas Eve doing? Yeah, just trying to meet Santa another year in a row. See if he'll come down my chimney. Yeah, Gil, it's about minus, let's see here. It's about minus 23 Celsius right now. Oh, the staff sergeant's coming in tomorrow night. It's pretty nice. Must be nice to have the wife home for the holidays. Yeah. Yeah, I got no big plans for the holidays. Just, the weather's kind of messed it up, but that's okay. It's all right. Got the driveway thrown, the snow thrown out of the driveway. It was a mess. Took me longer than usual, but that's okay. A lot of snow drifts. I think this is the first Christmas where I've been here for 5 years where I haven't seen the plows out. They're out yesterday, but everybody had their driveways cleared out, and our road wasn't plowed all day, so that was unusual. That says something. They said on the news this is one of the storms that everybody should stay home. So it got the weather eased up a little bit today, but not too much. Tomorrow's another story. Yeah, the neighbor, he owns a property maintenance company where he goes out and does snow throwing and grass cutting and that. And he's got a couple of driveways here in town or in the area that we live in, and he did his, and he did his neighbors, and he did his father's place. Hey, Blind Neil, how's it going? Cheers to you too. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Gil. And that's about the only driveways he's done today. He didn't even bother going out. We were talking today, and he's lived in the place he's lived in longer than I've lived here. And he said this is one of the very few Christmases or snowstorms where he hasn't seen the plows out. So it's pretty bad up here. Not probably exaggerating a little bit, but it's a little more than what we're used to, but it's still we still get snowstorms and cold snaps like this from time to time in the winter, so it's nothing new. We do get minus 20 weather up here, or minus 20 plus weather out here, so it's nothing unusual for us. The snow is nothing unusual for us. Same thing with the wind. It's nothing unusual for us. It wouldn't be Canada if we didn't get this kind of weather, for sure. Yeah, we're watching the news earlier, and they said that BC is getting rain now. So it's warming up in BC and British Columbia up here in Canada. They're getting flooded. So within however long the storm started a while ago there, it's over there now. It's getting rain, so it's warming up now on the west coast. Yeah, Blind Neil. I'm in Ontario as well too. And I don't know if you know where Toronto is, but I'm about 3 hours northwest of Toronto in North Wellington County. The nearest towns to me are Arthur and Mount Forest. There's Grand Valley as well too. Orangeville is a little bit further. And then Shelburne. Those are the that's good to know. That's where I am. So, like last night, the power was flickering on and off, but we've had steady power where it's been nice and strong for the day. It's keeping warm pretty much. And what else? It's pretty interesting to get the water in. I made a video, a short there on how I got the water. Thaw it out for the chickens. Just put it in the bathtub and yeah, I know where Sudbury is and Sault Ste. Marie is. I know where Sudbury is better than Sault Ste. Marie. A few years back, just going back over 10 years ago, when I was in the construction industry, Sudbury, where Point of Barrow is, this guy was building a few $1 million cottage up there, and it took us about a month or so to build it. It was nice. It's a nice area. It's cottage country. Lots of fun. A lot of jet skiing, boating, fishing after work. It's pretty nice. Pretty good. Yeah, so what's everybody else doing for Christmas and that? Did the weather wreck anybody's plans? We haven't had this kind of weather for a while. I've seen minus 30, close to minus 40 a couple of times. Yeah, 10,000 lakes within 100 kilometers. Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful area up there. Nice cottage country, for sure. The place that we built this guy's cottage there, it was pretty much on a rock, and everything had to be barged into the rock and then carried up the rock, and the garbage had to be carried down the rock into 40-yard bins and then barged back out. Everybody was living in the Orangeville area at the time, and doing roofing and some minor house renovations at the time. And the guy I was working for got a roof up there, got that particular roof to do for the guy, and that's how I got the job. And all the other people that were working up there, I'd wish they had me as a laborer, which was pretty nice to know. Um, Back at the time, I think minimum wage was about $10 or something like that, and I was making about $15 an hour, and the food was paid for, the cottages were paid for, stuff like that. So it was a pretty nice job. The guy certainly had the money to spend on it, so everything was paid for, which was pretty nice of the guy. Nice family he had. So yeah, I still got everything set up for if there's a power failure here up here in Canada, just in case. You're never too sure up here in the country area if the power is going to go out, because it is still a bit windy. So yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. I remember my dad. He owned his own company, and I remember being a young kid. I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, and he'd bring me into work. And mind you, he was an owner, part owner, and then owned the company because he bought my grandma out, and then he bought my uncle out, and that's how he owned the company. And he'd bring me in, and I remember getting $20 for the week on my summer vacations. I'm sure minimum wage is a little more than that, but still. I remember minimum wage being like $8 an hour or something like that. Remember you could go in back in the 80s, and I even remember my dad telling me he got a quarter for an allowance when he was a kid, and you could buy the store. Mind you, I'm 42, and so he's like 64 now. Both my parents are in their 60s. So how the times have changed, eh? Buy things and they were pretty cheap 40 years ago, and now things are costing an arm and a leg. Everything. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, the price of stuff, it's unbelievable. In the last few years, the last 3 years, how things have just outrageously gone up. I believe that the government, whether it's here in Canada or anywhere else for that matter, how they've let this just go. It's not even so much the pandemic, right? But it's the price of things. Yeah, is there shortages in that? But sure, there's going to be, right? But it's the price of things, right? They could have done something about it, and that's really sad to see. That they're not doing, or they haven't done anything about it. Because I watch a bit of the news, and I may not understand the news all that much on certain things, but I'm watching the news around the world, and the Red Dragons their numbers are going back up on what's been going on the last couple of years, and it's not looking good again for them. Um, whether they caused it or not, um, accidental or not, I think we all know how it all started and where it came from. But the thing of it is they let their zero COVID go down, and yeah, it most certainly does. Because that's the point that we're at now, where the prices go up and wages are going up, and it is repeating itself. Um, you know, um, it. But to what extent, though? That's the thing. Um, Inflation's inflation, but when gas goes here in Canada, when it's like $1.20 something usually, and it goes up to $2 a liter, in parts of Canada in a matter of a year, it's pretty sad to see. Um, I know propane to heat my house. It was at maybe 60 some odd cents, and it went up to $1 pretty much, like 99 cents, almost $1, and in a matter of a winter too. Um, and I don't want to complain, but the government could have locked it at a certain point. Inflation's inflation, but there's outrageous inflation, and that's it. Um, they could have done something about it, the inflation portion of it. I know there's supply and demand too, and that kind of predicts the price of things too, but the government's a little greedy too, and that's the government for you, right? But there's not too much we can do about it. But other than go to work and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, yeah, there's these agreements and that, and yeah, we're try to, global warming, uh, garbage, stuff like that, try to, I don't want to say clean up the planet a bit, or do better. Um, but we're through living and learning, the plastics in the ocean, pollution. Try to do a little bit better than the year before, or do better than, just try to do better in general. If that's going to yeah, it's just trying to do better. If that means making electric cars, right? Um, okay, fine, like I'm all up for it. But at the same time, where are we going to get all the electricity for it, right? At the same time, you know, it, it's got to be, solar panels or power stations of some sort, right? And some people I've heard, yeah, that takes coal and it takes gas or diesel, so, but as long as we're trying to do better for the most part, which is a pretty good thing, I guess. But um, electric, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Where I live, there's a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, the Grand Valley area and the surrounding area. They got these windmills, and stuff like that. Um, the last 5 years ago, I moved into the house I'm in. I was renting a house in Grand Valley area there, and it's got its windmills. And going out towards Shelburne area from Grand Valley, there's some windmills, and it I got sick there, and my mom thought it might have been the power station that was put there. I remember them putting up on the landlord's side of the road because it's farmer territory, and he's got at the time, I think he still has those properties. I'm not sure, but the property he lived on, he had 250 acres and about 1,000 sheep, and the side of the road I was living on was about 100 acres. And I remember it took them a whole entire summer to put up one windmill and do a power station. They were doing just, and that's just the two of them. They were putting up more than just that, for power for windmills. Um, and they were running all the wires to the power station there and stuff, right? But yeah, it took them an entire summer to put up a bunch of them, too. And they're big, they're huge. Um, Especially when you get up close to them, too. You don't realize how big they are until you're right there. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Uh, the springtime is the worst for it. Any manure, because he bred them for the kill floors and other farmers to breed for the kill floors. And every spring, when he went to go and clean out the barns to the cement floor, and then go and spread them into the fields, There was a couple of times I got sick. Just the smell of it. Because I was cutting down trees and stuff like that there, and sometimes the way the wind blew, if I just go around the house and the wind was blowing just the right way, get a nice whiff of it, and just I'd puke. And it's so bad that stuff is. Well, it's good fertilizer for the garden when it's decomposed. Um, so I almost swear by it for trees in the gardens, but it's got to sit and decompose for a bit. um, but yeah, those windmills, they're huge, uh, really huge. Um, One of his sons worked for them for the windmill place, building it, and he said the amount of work and the amount of cement that went into it was unbelievable. Even the rebar. Um, but yeah, there's something else to see. There's a lot of them in that area, a lot of those windmills. So feel sorry for him when they shut down that windmill and that power station. He got paid for it pretty good money. Yeah, um, yeah, those um, yeah, I can't believe how far we've come since at least the 80s. Yeah, the oil fields, man, gas, you know, one of the, I don't want to say one of the worst things, but um, one of the most money making things out there, you know. Like I said, my place is heated by propane, right? And I go through about $2,000 or $3,000 a year in the winter on propane. Um, and the last place I went was living in, and I was using furnace oil. I could have used dyed diesel or diesel in it, and I would have went if I didn't have um, a fireplace or a wood stove in that place. I would have went through like $4,000 or $5,000 of that stuff at the time. Um, Both houses are turn of the century homes. The place I'm living in is from about 1880, and I think the other place was a little bit maybe 19 something there. I would say probably 1920 or something like that because it had a full basement. This place doesn't. Um, so, but yeah, the farmers, you know, they need it. Everything we do is based upon gas and that. You know, uh, the oil fields, because it's instant power. It's instant. Yeah, they are. The place I'm living in now. The fellow that bought it before me. bought it at about 150 some odd $1,000, and the whole neighborhood that, and it's not a very big neighborhood. There might be like 50 homes to 100 homes in the area, and so they all thought they were going to tear it down, and no, but the guy bought it, and he gutted out the place, spray foam insulation, new 2x4s, new electrical work, and he put a lot of money into it. And I came along and bought it off of him, and for $400,000. So it's pretty much a new place. Still looks like a church on the outside, but that's okay. But it's certainly a lot easier to heat in the winters than it could be. Because I know back, it's an old place, and like you said, they are a pain in the heat because they never really insulated it properly. So I know the other place was like that. The old lath and plaster and crummy insulation. Yeah. Lots of snow out there today. I think when I snow throwed the driveway, I think it was averaging about a foot, just over a foot. Yeah, I got behind me here. I got the two windows, and I got flags in them of a couple of. I got flags in all the windows to help with that, because they're newer windows too. From when he put all new windows in as well too, because it was the stained glass that was in there, and it's one of the things that he at least did. The windows still got the archways, which are nice. So they yeah, I remember selling off the stained glass windows, and I sold them to another church. So because this place was a church at one point, and I got some good money for them, because it was all the original stained glass for the place, so which was nice. To be able to do that for another church, you sell it to them. I think they had them fixed up. Not that they were in bad condition. Whatever metal that was in them needed a little bit of work, not much. The glass was still in really good condition in that, so just maybe a little bit of work to the metal. When the guy took them out, and them being so old and weathered, so yeah, the place is pretty nice for being over 100 years old, which is nice. But yeah, I should close down this live stream. It's about midnight now, and I'll see everybody later. Starting to get a bit tired, so I'll let let everybody go and meet Santa Claus if they're lucky. All right, I'll see everybody later.